So here we go. So we're leaving from was it the Sutherland Inn in Brora? Yeah. As you can see us just leaving now, just going away from Brora. I'll go slow so that it stays on that bit of the map just for a few seconds longer. Just so that anybody, we've got 4 people on now anyway, so you've all seen the beginning. And we're heading to Shandwick House in Tain. Tell you a little bit about it later. Anyway, good afternoon everybody. How are you all? I think I'm going to change my glasses already. It's fairly dark, fairly bright. I'll be back. So how has everybody's morning been? Is anybody out there? Ooh, these are dirty. This is a very pedestrian pace, but I'll get going in a minute. God, the thickness of those lenses. Anybody think I was blind as a bat, wouldn't they? Right, how's the map looking? Does that look alright on the stream? Right, I've changed gears completely for today at the moment. In fact, I'm going to go on the trainer page for me for a bit because I just want to see kind of what I'm getting out of it. I'm alright on that. Mrs. Macaroni's trying to sneak in the shed without being seen, I'm not sure, because obviously I've only got what you're seeing at the moment. So I'll see in a second whether she was seen or not. No, she got in unnoticed. Afternoon, Jojo. Nice to see you. Well, nice to, no, not even hear you. Nice to see your words. Thanks, Ed. How are you two doing? Got to be gin o'clock, hasn't it? Must be. Quite fancy a non-alcoholic version myself. Yeah. A little bit of work stuff cropped up. Not that I'm working. So was slightly delayed. Footnote for today: keep things simple. Sean, good afternoon. I intend to have a good one. So 1 mile an hour ish less. I don't know. I could go. I reckon I could go to that gear. I reckon that's a nice pace. Yeah, I think I could keep this going for a bit. Little push on it, just enough to keep the resistance going. Low cadence. See, if I was, well, I'd be there on a road bike. I could do that, but it doesn't feel right on a bike. I don't know. I maybe just feel that on a trainer you need to be sort of pushing it a bit more. I'm going to stick with that one. Just up the cadence a little bit. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Probably sounds like I'm talking complete nonsense, but yeah, I just want to get to a point where on the road bike, you know, when you're kind of going along a flat with very little wind either way, you kind of know the gear that you're kind of most efficient in, best in, and that's kind of what I want to try and get to. I've been probably pushing it in slightly higher gear than I should be. It's bacon and eggs time instead of gin at the moment. I have to admit, I had a very nice sausage sandwich from Cafe Macaroni. While I was pulling my hair out, which I can afford to do now. I've got loads of it. We cut ourselves down to just 2 sausages each. So I had 1 sausage sandwich and 1 sausage-free sausage sandwich, which is basically 2 pieces of bread and butter. Roll. Oh, you're having it in a roll. What kind of roll do you prefer your bacon and egg sandwiches? Bacon and egg, what would be bacon and egg rolled in, I suppose. Soft or crispy? Good afternoon, Nick. In there early on the guessing game for the mileage. Yeah. Next guest. 18. Long way to go. You hinting? Can't remember whose it was now. Yeah. Speaking of the mileage game, I don't know who won yesterday. Does anybody know who was the nearest in the end? Does anybody really care? I will make sure I announce it this time. I'm going to just jump off the bike. I'll stop first, obviously. Don't want to cause an accident. Brakes don't work. Conveniently, there was a newsagent's just there, still open during these times. Bought myself a pen and pad. Nick, 18. There. As you can see, I've moved a little bit today because we're earlier. I'm not going to get the sun quite round here, hopefully. I moved further back towards the garden. according to Amazon, other online shops are available. My lead extension is supposed to be arriving today, which means I might even be able to do a stream on the grass. I don't know why I'm really looking forward to doing that. It doesn't really make a lot of difference. It just feels like it might be a bit nicer to do that. And then, because my thought about that is that the wall at the back will be a bit of a sunscreen for when the sun does come round. Oh, Sean, we got we got more guesses, more inky word stuff to do. Sean is 18.7. Joe is 20.3. 20.3. Me, the one and only. You are, although there will be a mention of another Sean. I do not know how he spells his name. I've spelt it Shaun, mainly because that is the proper way to spell Sean, which will really pee off anybody who spells it the other way. So apologies to those people now. Don't mean it. Yes, I do. No, I don't. Maybe I do. I know 2 other alternative Seans, I think. Possibly 3, if this other chap is. But the other Sean, might as well, yeah. The other Sean is the owner of, and I haven't left a space between Shandwick and 2. Right, I'm starting to get a bit more confident with all this gubbins. I expect a big round of applause if this works, and a massive chorus of laughter if it doesn't, okay? I'm going to do it while I'm still riding. Woohoo! There we go. Yeah, so we're going to Shandwick House Tain. Obviously we're virtually going there, and obviously unfortunately in the present situation, like most places, or all of them pretty much, it is actually closed at the moment. But when and if it's open and you happen to be up that way of the country, have a pop in. Can't see what it's like exactly yet because I haven't arrived there yet. But Sean, the owner, sounds very friendly. Had a little chat, yeah. Usual conversation about the usual stuff. Don't do evening meals there, but looking forward to the breakfast. So, my evening meal, I'm going to a place he recommended called Platform 1864, which apparently does deliveries still, so that's good. So they're not open as a restaurant, but you know, they're delivering food. Let's assume that they can cook anything that you want. So what are you going to recommend I eat tonight? Sean's recommended the restaurant, very kind of him. Mr. Shandwick House. You recommend the meal itself. Thank you for your guess, Ed. I shall put that down. 22. I'm going to be fair this time. I think once we get past what you say, once we get past 4 miles, I'm not going to ask anybody else for guesses then. Their fault for being late. Can't really say that, I was late myself, wasn't I? Ed. 22. Have I got any other guesses there? No. Sean says he won. Mrs. Macaroni says he would. I trust you, Sean. Linda doesn't. Salad? Thanks, Sean. Ooh. It's leaking. Breaded mushrooms, chili con carne, lemon meringue pie. Oh, got a guess from Anita. 24. Oh, you big meanie, Anita. 24. I like that, Sean. Yeah, I'm going to go on that health kick. Salad with an extra large side of mixed grill. Oh, no. Yeah, breaded mushrooms. Lovely. Chili con carne. Lovely. I like lemons. Lemon desserts. I'd always not always go for lemon desserts, but actually when I have them, I like them, and I do like lemon meringue. So yeah, I could go for that. Right. So that's the starters and the main sorted out. Teresa. Hello, Teresa. Hope she won't mind me saying. Teresa is Nick's wife, better half. Welcome to the stream. And she has guessed, thank you very much, T, a grueling 30 miles. Whoa. So, Teresa, because quite a few of you won't know her, a lot of you know yourselves now, you know Nick now. As I said, used to work with him, now mates with him, play games with him. Just go around, he makes me very nice cups of tea and coffee. You spelled your name funny, Teresa. I can't talk about spelling, can I? Yeah, I hope you don't mind me saying. Teresa works for the Salvation Army, which obviously with Gloucester House is connected to the Salvation Army, which is one of the charities I'm working for. And I would say she's not your average Salvation Army person, although I would say the longer I work with the Salvation Army, the more is that most people in the Salvation Army aren't your average Salvation Army people. But I think it's easy to say she would, the little bowls group, which as we are not the average kind of bowls type people, she would fit in very well with you bunch of nutters. So, and that's all meant in a very nice way, Teresa, honest. Lovely, lovely person. So I could go into a spiel at the moment about, I'm doing it for two charities, the NHS Charities Together and Gloucester House Addictions Rehabilitation Centre, which is a Salvation Army drug and alcohol addiction rehabilitation centre in Highworth in Wiltshire. And I think everybody knows what NHS Charities Together is about, and why that's one of the two charities. The other one's because I work there and it means a lot to me, the subject, the field and all that kind of stuff. But I'm preaching to the, what's the word for it, converted. Because I told you all of that. So all of your favourite meals in one, Joe? Ah, I see. So what would be mine? Ooh, I don't know. It's like with my music, I've got too many favourites. I can never make up my mind which is my favourite. Let's see what we've just gone past. Anything interesting? When I'm doing that, I'm looking at the computer screen because I can't read it off my phone from here. Oh, is it Dunrobin Castle? By coincidence, is next to Dunrobin Sawmill. There's two Dunrobin Castles. There's one at the top. Oh, Dunrobin Castle train station. Sorry. I don't know if you can see on. Yes. don't know if you can see on your map, slightly down from the little mark. Well, actually, it's kind of slightly to the right is the castle itself. As I'm speaking on Teresa's channel, she is. Oh, so you're so this is Nick on Teresa's channel. She's also raising money for Salvation Army, an auction for her artwork. Would I like one to auction on my stream? I would. I would have no idea how I'm going to do that. Or do you mean like on a stream later on? Because I can't get. If there's a way of doing it, although I'm not sure. This is nothing to do with Teresa's artwork because I've seen Teresa's artwork, it's really nice. But we average about 4 people on the stream, so it wouldn't be much of an auction. But yeah, more than happy to look at that. Ed, scallops, T-bone steak, cheese board. Oh, I was thinking steak. Linda's got a thumbs up on that one. I know, in reality, because apparently now Saturday nights is date night. So we got steak and chips, onion rings, maybe mushrooms. That's the type of mushrooms that isn't here yet but may arrive, we don't know. And I guess I have no choice but to say the dessert, it's got to be ice cream. I'll have escargot for my starter, I think. Well, I've got to say, I'm glad yesterday's, even though that's which is a lot shorter than today. We're going through the town, aren't we, at the moment? Passing all sorts of places. St Andrew's Church. Seaforth House. Resource Centre. Bank of Scotland, quite obviously. Oh, Highland Wildcat Trust. That looks quite interesting. Let's take a detour around it. Loads of stuff going on there. Hopefully, as we slightly make our way down more south, we'll come across more towns and things. It's quite rural at the moment, which is quite nice. I see. Well, that'd be very kind of you, Teresa and Nick. Um, yeah, if you're happy to do it, I'm happy to do it. I'm just worried about one of your beautiful paintings going for an awful lot of money. Because we're just poor Welsh boulders, most of us. But no, that would be cool. Maybe speak to you after this. Oh, I'm nodding at just approaching another of those franchise of macaroni cafes. Yeah, speak to you after and maybe set it up, if possible, on Sunday. I don't know how we can do it. Easy. Get rid of my camera, so I'm not on the stream at all. You don't have to look at me. Just put the painting up there. Be like a talking painting. Nobody wants to see me, so. I think there is a way, so I can do it with the scenes. I should be a bit more brave on these things. Always worried about the things going off. But yeah, so yeah, here we go. I can swap between scenes, you see, so this is either going to go very wrong or it's going to show how clever I am. So yeah, we have a nice full map there. No picture of me. I'm hoping I put the sound on that one. Have a look. And then, if you really want to see something ugly, we can go full camera, which I use at some stage, because I suppose it'd be nice to show you around the setup, how it all works, how it gets to you, kind of stuff. Show you the bike and how it works and what it does and all that kind of stuff. I suppose the only thing I couldn't show you is the camera. It's a bit like you can't look at your own face without a mirror, isn't it? You know. So, I'll have to take a photo of the camera or the camera setup so you can see that. Yeah, so I can do it that way. I could put an image up. How does that sound? Oh, there's a first. Past that 5 mile point without hitting a kind of wall. I think I found a better gear. I probably need to ramp up the cadence at the moment. Probably a bit too leisurely, aren't I? Probably all shouting at the screen. Get a move on. Got stuff to do today. Me too. Right. Let's get moving. Now, I think you're already aware this is. Oh, look at that hill in the middle of that journey. So who on here hasn't had only trees? Oh, so now I'm getting confused. Am I talking to Teresa? Am I talking to Teresa or am I talking to Nick? Or am I talking to Teresa and Nick? But if Teresa is listening, you've got the obvious map on the screen, but the line down the bottom is the elevation. hills, and the green, it's not green, the red line, vertical line, that's slowly moving along it, is where I am at the moment. So, as I was saying, there is a possibility that I may need a break 4 or 5 minutes, and I don't really want to. I thought about making it into 2 maps, but if I did that, cafe, just arrived at the cafe, thank you very much. Where's my biscuit? That's not a biscuit, I know that. I'll save that for later, just strap it on the back. Yeah, so I was going to do 2 maps so that I could stop, because the trouble is when you stop, if you stop for too long, the sensors turn off. And then it's the rigmarole of getting it all back on again, and if it kind of goes wrong on the training program, I don't know, it's quite feature intensive, so it kind of can crash quite a bit at the beginning when you're trying to set it up. So I didn't want to have to sort of like stop and then couldn't get the whole thing started and then have to stop the stream. So I thought I'd do it in one big map, and if I have to stop, I can just tap on the pedals every now and again to make sure that the all the sensors keep working. I could tell you about those, I suppose. So you can look at the figures on the top. So from left to right, you've got the duration that we've been going. 30, well for me it's 38 minutes, it'll be for you in a minute. Next to that, 6.7, the distance in miles. Next to that is the cadence, revolutions per minute. That's how many revolutions per minute my feet are going round, which I like a bit higher than that. Should be about there. It's very difficult to keep going and speak at the same time. Next to that, there's 2 types of power readings. The one I think that most people work off if they're cyclists. I don't work off either of them, if they're just figures as far as I'm concerned. Is the power just in watts, and then there's the other one which I'm not sure what that is, which is one. So you've got the 100 and keeps changing, about 130, and the one that's sticking at 98. Probably find out that that's like it says MP and W. Maybe that means we're going west. I don't know. No, I think they are both power things. I tried googling it to see if I could work out exactly what it was, but I can't. If we have Mr. Twisting Roads on here, I'm sure he can explain. I should ask him really. Explain both of them. Slope in percentage. You don't see many of those anymore. You used to see that all the time, didn't you? On the slopes. I mean, people of my age, the slopes are always like 1 in 3, 1 in 4, whatever. And then they change it to percent. But I don't see many of those unless I'm just not looking out for them. So yeah, so at the moment, as you can see, we're going down a slight slope of 0.09%. The speed, which is around about, it's in miles per hour, obviously, 11, between 9 and 900. Speed it up a bit. Oh, 9 and 17. I'm not going to go that fast for long. And then the heart rate, which is quite lower compared to what you've probably seen over the last few days, because I'm not pushing it as much, although it's just crept up a little bit now, because I just gave that little burst. How do those figures get onto there? There are 3 sensors doing several things. Heart rate's the simplest one to explain. That's here. Oh, I know that's my heart's there. but that's where the sensor is. There's a sensor here. I'm not going to lift it up because it's here with my fat tummy. That's the one sensor that does that. And then there's another sensor. I can point to it. No, I can't. I can get off the bike and show. Another sensor here. Well, two bits there and there. Basically, if you couldn't see that, connected to the pedals. And that also only does one thing. Normally, it does two, because there's actually two sensors down there. One that reads the pedals going round, so every time the pedal goes round, it reads that, which is the cadence. The cadence. Got to point in the right direction. So yeah, reads the pedals going round. Normally it's got another sensor next to it, which on the back wheel it has a little magnet, which again goes past the sensor, and that would read the speed and all the other things. But obviously I don't have a back wheel on, I have a trainer on. And that's where the third sensor is in the trainer, and that between what it's reading, which is the trainer going round, the pedals going round, and everything else, it calculates all the other stuff. The miles per hour, obviously, it can calculate fairly easily. It has a reading of what the tyre size would be on this bike if it was on here, programmed into it. By the miles per hour, you can obviously work out the distance, and it's also in control of the power settings, because it's in control of the resistance. Basically, the don't give the mileage away then, Cheeser. Just read Sean's comment. Yeah, I didn't mean that kind of wall, I don't think, but yeah, they do. I'm sure I must have hit a brick wall while I've been cycling at some stage. Probably not as an adult, but certainly as a child. Ah, I see what Teresa meant for both. I'm talking to both of you. Hello, both of you. I thought I kind of was. "30 minutes driving." Still a long way, isn't it? So 30 minutes driving. Yeah. You can get a lot further in 30 minutes in a car than you can on a bike. Unless you're somebody like James Stewart. Anyway. The other thing at the top there, as you can see, is the miles we've done so far. Hopefully. What have we done? Oh, definitely. At least today, and if not today, tomorrow, we're going to hit the 100-mile mark. And you can see by the donations, it's now gone up to 185. We had 3 more sponsors. James Wallace. Linda knows James Wallace. Apparently, he's a bit of a cyclist himself. If you're watching in the background, or if you pick up the stream, James, thank you very much. Telvis. Well, I know a Telvis. I'm pretty certain there is only one Telvis. He's a lovely chap, let's say. Can't say too much about him, other than he's Really nice chap. Honoured to have met him, been part of his life. And thank you very much as well. Hope you're keeping well, mate. And Anonymous sounds like a foreign name, so but they donated as well. I think it's amiable that people put anonymous, but you don't have to. I want to say thank you to anybody and name you, because it's an amazing thing that you do. So anonymous, anyway, thank you very much. I was thinking James Wallace, that's quite appropriate for Scotland, but have I got the wrong first name? Oh, what's his name? William, that was it, William. Close. Wallace must be a pretty strong Scottish name. I'm not saying you're Scottish, James. I'm told you've got a sense of humour. I think just said you've got a dry sense of humour, so, which is kind of the humour I got. I do dry and I do sarcastic. Quite limited, but it gets me by. What frame size bike do I have? Crikey. Now you're asking. I have no idea. Medium. I don't know. I'll find out for you. I should know, shouldn't I? Oh. I'm hoping you can't hear that. Something's happened. I've lost my picture. Hopefully you haven't lost me. And wheel size. I don't have a wheel. If I had a wheel, well, I do have a wheel. If I had a wheel, I'd wheel in the morning. No, that's wrong. Yeah, if I had a wheel, it'd be the same size as my front wheel, which I suppose is a wheel, for being picky. It's 27.5. So, yeah, it's not a nice, big, easy racing bike road wheel. So I've got a bit like people with little legs, got to pedal a bit faster. I've answered one of your questions, I think. The bike is Norbea anyway, and I love it. When it is in one piece as a bike, front and back disc brakes, hydraulic system on the brakes, Shimano gears, I can't remember what the chain's called, it's one of the X one. Shimano cassette, which are the coggy things on the back, technical term, which is an 8-speed, so it's 24 gear bike, mountain cross. At the moment it's kind of got it's like a slightly gripped road tyre on, because most of the riding I was doing up to that point was road anyway. Um, I've had a few health setbacks over the last couple of years, nothing major, but it meant that bouncing across rough terrain and things is probably not the best idea at the moment. So nice steady road riding, and I'm not doing it to try and break records, so I don't really care about the efficiency of the bike on that level, as long as I'm going out there enjoying the countryside, which I'm not at the moment. I'm enjoying your company instead. Oh, coming up to it's a river with a funny bit in it. The River Fleet. Quite interesting bit. It's like river stroke pond, lake, lock. Oh, it is a lock. Loch Fleet National Nature Reserve. So it's the River Fleet that becomes a loch. This is a very nice cup of tea. I don't think I paid for it. Cycle faster. Make. So it's an all beer. I'll stop at 10 miles and have a quick look and see if I can see the make on it. All beer is the name of the bike, but obviously they make road bikes and mountain bikes. On my wish list is an all beer road bike. Looks very nice, but it's very expensive. Well, expensive on my kind of bike budget, not on other people's possibly. So yeah, gears, brakes, lockable front suspension, and it's solid back, but I have seat pole suspension. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna stop for what? I'll stop at exactly 10 miles just for 2 or 3 minutes. Legs are fine. I think probably most cyclists, well, legs are normally not fine for me because I'm not exactly, I didn't actually train for this. I'm not a professional cyclist, blah, blah, blah. But the bum's hurting a bit. Got a new pair of shorts today. Cycle shorts with a liner. It's the liner that I wanted more than anything, but which I got the liner on today. These are my go-to shorts. I always very lovely shorts. Madison, they're my favourite cycling shorts. These are Zenith. I'm going to save that little bit of tea for when I stop at 10 miles. I could possibly, no, I won't do the take the camera off and show you the bike today. It's probably best to do that at the beginning, because otherwise I won't be concentrating on keeping the sensors going. So maybe hopefully if I'm on time tomorrow, we'll just have the 5-10 minutes at the very beginning. If you snooze you lose, where I'll just sort of go around the bike, the setup, the electrics, the IT. Take all of about 5 minutes at the maximum, then we can get on with the cycle. And just then may take me another 4 or 5 minutes to get the trainer up and running, but hey ho, Sunday. And we're at 10 miles, actually we've just gone past it. So, I'm going to get off this amazingly comfortable seat. Hey. So, it's the MX 27.5. So it's an Orbea, ORBEA, MX 27.5. I guess 27.5 stands for the size wheel. And if you wanted to know what the trainer is, it's a Elite Turbo Mewin Smart B Plus. Sounds German, but it's Italian. Turbo trainers, they work off the resistance on water rather than, well, these ones work off the resistance of water rather than magnets, so you get a much smoother ride on it. Yeah, so basically there's a big turbo in a big thing of water, and you're pushing that water around is what you're doing, or you're pushing the fan around inside the water. With a lot of the other kind of turbos, you sometimes get this sort of and it's not like that, so it's nice and smooth. It's much more realistic. I don't know why I'm saying it's much more realistic. It's the only turbo trainer I've ever had, so, but that's what I was told. You could call it cheating, but I just have to keep those sensors moving. The heart one's easy, because the only reason that one will stop working is if my heart does, so I know about that one. This one, I've just got to keep that pedal going past that little point there every now and again. I'm not sure what time the cutoff is on them. I think that one stays on a little bit longer, but the one on the trainer seems to go off fairly quickly. So for that one, I just need to keep a little bit of that going. So the sensor for that is in a little box thing in there. Which again runs off a little magnet on the side of it. So could do tap dancing, couldn't I, with these shoes? Crunch, crunch. You probably can't hear that. I'll have a bit of this and then we'll go. Oh, pedals, pedals, pedals. Yeah, sort of lost the cadence for a minute then. Oh, you're probably going to be able to hear me eating now because the microphone the microphone is in my ear. So it's got an internal, which hears me from the inside, and an external, it hears me from the outside. It's there. Right, that's enough break for me. And I have clipless pedals, which give you a bit more efficiency. Clipless pedals, I always think it's a weird thing, they call them clipless pedals when they got clips on, and they don't call them clipless pedals when they haven't got clips on. But they're the kind of pedals, you know, you click, you've probably seen cyclists click onto, and your foot is literally, you can't pull your foot off the pedal, you have to twist it a certain way. Which on this is fine because I can't actually fall off if I stop pedaling. You've probably seen numerous YouTube clips of people in clipless pedals forgetting and falling over sideways on their bike. So far, haven't done it. Nearly did it once. Had that panic moment where I forgot. Yeah, so most of the parts on the Orbea, the Shimano, brakes are, gears are. Is it KMC, the chain, I think? Supposed to be one of the better makes. I've got a new chain coming, which actually should arrive today sometime, apparently. Because I thought I do not want to be left at a stage of if this chain snaps, because this chain's done quite a bit. It's going to go sometime. It'll go eventually. It seems in pretty good condition at the moment, and they are known, these chains, for lasting a long time. I've got another chain for just in case. Another cog for just in case as well. Not going to wear the tyres out. I'm not going to wear the brakes out. Should be things to consider for doing it for real. You probably go through a few tyres, I'm guessing. I think the brakes, not long before the corona situation, I had a proper service on it, so all the stuff's done. It's the only thing I don't have a spare of, which would mean that if it went, we'd have to have a break for a few days. Well, I've got a replacement, is the bottom bracket, which again, non-bikies, is the bearing that the pedals run on. The biggest disaster obviously would be if the trainer itself broke. I am not quite sure what I do with that yet. We will face that situation if it happens. I've put a separate donation up on the YouTube page. Bike contingency plan for disaster. Fingers crossed. Well, what will be will be. We'll overcome it, whatever it is. Camera, yes. Tried the webcams. Nick kindly donated a little webcam to me. The frame rate wouldn't work with it really, with the streaming. But thank you for donating it. If you need it back at any stage, let me know. So I managed to, by doing a lot of YouTubing, setting up, working it all out, I have a fairly decent, a very decent camera. I am lucky to have a DSLR, and there are ways that you can use a DSLR camera as a webcam, which means that you get very good quality images on the webcam. So I am using my Nikon D7100. I have the wide-angled lens on it, and it seems to be doing a good enough job, considering it's like at the moment it's shooting right into the sun. I think you can just about see me. In an ideal camera world, we'd have this set up the other way around for the lighting, but then you'd just be looking at a background of the windows of the living room, which is not exactly as nice as at least being able to see a bit of sky. So yeah, that has to run through a decoding program. It's all very sci-fi, but it works. Works really well. Yes, I had to get out bits for it, because obviously most cameras run on a battery, which that would just be gone in no time for the amount of work that it's having to do. So you have to buy a converter that means you can run it off mains. So there's two wires coming off it. The second wire comes out of it doesn't actually come out of an HDMI. That doesn't work the way you want it to for a camera. It comes out of a kind of an HDMI converter, goes into the computer. There's a program there, because if you did that straight into the computer, all it would do is pick up the pictures that you've got stored on there. This converts what you can see on the viewfinder into the picture that you're seeing now. And all the bits and pieces are on a program called Streamlabs OBS. It's two OBSs. There's OBS and there's OBS Streamlabs. OBS Streamlabs is a program which is more based around people that are streaming. OBS is more for people that are making videos, which puts all these bits and pieces that you can see, because they're all kind of like separate things. So you've got the picture of the camera. Behind that, you've got the bits of the training program that you can see. Silly picture of the monkey, Mr. Shays Macaroni. The chat box, which you can see, that brings up that, and then the other things as well, the little bits of writing and what have you, and you kind of put them all together. People that use Windows programs and things like that, you know the stuff when you're doing publishing and that kind of stuff. And then I said it last for the obvious reasons. In the bottom left-hand corner, there's a QR barcodey thingy, which you can use if you can either use the link below that in the description, or you can use that, stick your phone camera at it, and I think it will take you to the Just Giving page. That's it. Techie stuff. You probably all having your nap now. How many gears to have? 24. It's an 8-speed cassette with 3 cogs at the front. So from, that's the lowest gear that does nothing, up to the highest gear. You wouldn't do that on the road. You go up in slightly different, but now the gear change is really nice there. Gone 2 gears there, another 2 gears there, 1 gear back up, 1 gear down again, 2 gears down. You can, there is a way for professional cyclists. There's a point, there's a little pin on there, which is where it's the best point to change. So that's the top gear. That's the 24th gear. You need to get a bit of oomph behind that. And I'm not going to do that for very long. So, at the moment, the gear I've been in, most of the session stages up to now, was the top one, so 3rd on the big and 5 on the 8. Today I'm on the middle one, 2 and 6. And you obviously cross over. I think anybody that knows your cycling. So you don't go 1 to 8 on one cog and then 1 to 8 on the next cog. There's sort of kind of gears in the middle that are similar. Deanne, how are we this day? Oh, that was the other thing. Sean at the Shandwick House told me that it's a beautiful, like it is here, beautiful sunny day out there today. So we've been enjoying the same weather. So just so you know, Deanne, Teresa Conway is Teresa Conway, but also Nick. So you know Nick, Teresa is Nick's wife. And Deanne is a bowling friend, Teresa, just in case you didn't know. So, Deanne, you have caught us. Well, it depends. According to some guesses, you caught us just under halfway. According to other guesses, you caught us just over halfway. And we are, I think without a shadow of a doubt, at the highest point. The air's getting thin. I haven't drunk much today. I need to drink more. It's almost all downhill from this point. That did me good, that little blast, actually. Pumped a bit more into the muscles than the legs. 25! What are you trying to do to me? I said I wouldn't take any guesses for people who came in late. But seeing it's you, the thing as a prize is nothing. I'll let you off. This is my new trick, Diane. No handed writing. Probably get stopped by the police for doing this, wouldn't you? Boom, boom. I'm quite enjoying this ride today, actually. I think it's because I got over Friday. Friday is not good. When I take my pills on Saturday, it's kind of like, for me, that's like, yay! Another 6 days ahead. Nice. Each day feels better. But today, it's the weekend. Theoretically, I'm not working this weekend, so I can relax. For those that don't know, I'm furloughed due to health reasons. Which I think I'm very lucky in a way. It's been there's a lot of people out there that I think are furloughed because their jobs aren't actually existing at the moment, which I think is obviously very worrying for people because that could lead to other things. So thoughts go out there for all of you in that situation. Thoughts are always out there for the key workers, people putting themselves, especially the ones on the front line and that kind of stuff. But let's spare a thought for those people who are in that situation and worried about their jobs and things like that as well. I think that has to be done sometimes. And especially those on their own. And mental health issues that can bring. So if you're alone out there, if you're struggling, watch an idiot on a bike for a couple of hours. No, that ain't the cure. But if you want to come along, if I can be your company, more than happy to do so. Oh, you done 10k. How's your bum? Wow, you're going for it. There'll be nothing left of you the next time I see you. So Deanne, is Mr. Beard joining you on this exercise campaign? What's his exercise of choice? Other than bowls, obviously, which you can't do. Well, I suppose he could. in your lovely new garden. So, yep, you know it, girl. Trademark of a cyclist. So bum. Years in the saddle by Major Sawbottom. Major Bottom Saw. I remember those jokes. The book jokes. Rusty Bed Springs by I.P. Knightley. Cheap Thrills by Eileen Dover and Senior Knickers. That's all I got. He does actually, for his many years. He looks a pretty fit chap from the knee up. Those are very geometric rivers, aren't they? To the left of the left of my bike, or right of my bike, as I would see it. They must be man-made, mustn't they? You think? I can imagine seeing that in Venice, but have a look. Yeah, they're little like ditch streams, aren't they? Following the fields. Clever irrigation. That's not a beer belly, Deanne, is it, Chris? That's a bowling muscle. Around the corner. Oh, it's not that sharp. Be back there. down straight. Yeah. We got past yesterday, that's for certain. Didn't take a lot really. Yesterday was a feeble effort. "15 miles. Whoa. It's like 1.5% of the journey. Yeah. Taken care of. Talking of sore bums, I'm just having a moment. That's what I do when I want to take a moving rest. When I'm really on a bike, just keep yourself going, especially on a slight incline and you feel your legs are just about to give up. And it also means you can stretch out those legs and knees as well. I feel like I'm doing an exercise class at the moment. Oh guys, join in with me. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. God, that must be boring. Well, I suppose I can't talk, can I? Oh. And away. Nice little stretch. Going across the river. Evlix. Don't know. Glasses are a bit steamed up. Give your arms a break. So we went up to 330 feet at our highest point. Sun's coming round. What's everybody doing? Obviously I'm assuming that you're going to stay with me to the end. If you're not, that's fine, but thank you if you are. So after this, what's everybody's plans? I know mine is, what's my plan? Sit down, well, nobody sat down, stand up and not cycle for a few minutes supposed will be my plan. Have another cup of tea, and I have some more garden lights, because we've got garden lights that run all along the top of the fence. We've got loads of garden lights. Linda likes the garden lights, but we have a set that I put up the other day, just strip light on all along the top of the fence, all along the top of that wall, which is the back of the garages, and then onto the next fence where it stops, because that took 2 lots and we need 3. So I need to put the she's managed to find another set of the same. So I need to put that up along there, and it might even go over the top of the little shed. I think that's a good job for today. I think the cooker can be Sunday or Monday. I think my knees are saying no today to that. I'm sure Linda, who's Linda? Mrs. Macaroni. What's she doing? I think she's either being very loyal and watching me, or second and probably best choice, she's on a little word game that Anita introduced her to, that I now do on a quiet moment. Well, she looked up, so maybe she was watching me. That's a weird thing, having your wife watching you on telly when she's in the same house. Although she's watching on her phone, I think. Oh, my phone made some noises, but I'm not sure why. I just noticed that I think there's a lot I can do about it. The chat box and the message above it don't line up. That looks very annoying. Unless I change the ratios, something's going to get shoved off the top or the bottom. Let's try and change the ratio on the chat box. If it's slightly fatter, slightly shorter. No, we're kind of in the middle of nowhere at the moment. Looking forward to seeing Tain, I hope you pronounce it, coming over the horizon, and virtually meeting Sean. At this writing's very cool, small Shandwick House. Having a nice meal brought to me from platform 1864. Nice to relax, look around the village. Nice kit and a lovely room, nice comfortable bed. Wonderful breakfast in the morning. Get myself ready for Sunday. Sunday, 2 o'clock. We'll be in the next stream. Does the Facebook group work quite well at giving you the notifications? Obviously I can only see me giving it. That's the main reason I did it, so I could get notifications to you. It's very difficult to do it. You have to do some major setting up and technical stuff in how your stream starts to be able to have your stream be notified on YouTube. So I thought most people on Facebook, if you're not on Facebook and you want to become a member of the group, give me a message and I'll see if I can point you in the right direction of where it is. Yeah, and the YouTube stuff kind of looked like, if you got it wrong, it would make the stream a complete cock up. So I don't think I'm qualified to go down that road. So chucking a notification on Facebook, I can do that. But what game? Oh, what game is? I don't know what it's called. Apparently there's more than one version anyway. So you get words. Looks like a crossword. And then at the bottom you get a circle that has letters. 7 letters. And you have to join the letters up to make it, guess what the words are in the blank spaces. Then you get coins and points and things to complete. So when you complete one of those, it goes on to the next one. So say the letters are L, D, Z, N, A, E. So you can go and you've got the different ones. Say you've got one that's got 4 spaces in, you can go L, A, N, D. And if that's the right word, it comes up. If it's not, you go, it doesn't say that it's not. And you get somewhere, you get a little butterflies, and you've got to try and guess that word before you guess the others, which is really frustrating. It's a 3-letter word, and it's this, and it goes into another 3-letter word without a butterfly, and that's basically it. Linda will tell you about it. Puzzlescapes. That sounds familiar. Yeah. I'm a dark and light man myself. Don't know if you noticed, Nick, went on last night. I was working very hard. Collected a fair chunk of mithril and a fair chunk of iron. I filled up my iron box completely full now. So now I'm onto the mithril. Huh? Wordscapes. Called Wordscapes, there you go. Right. I think that's about as far as the longest stage was, about 17.4, I think, wasn't it? So now on it's a record. That's a very flat bit of land there at the down there, isn't it? Everybody think we're in Norfolk. Hello. Excuse me, guys. Thank you. Cheers. You too. Amazon. It's me bite bits and me thing bits. Got to wash my fingers now. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. There. I'll be back. Hello again. It's amazing what you find on the way on a bike ride, isn't it? Just going out for a nice leisurely bike ride. Well, an Amazon man chasing you. Hopefully, good job I put that down carefully. There's a few bottles of non-alcoholic botanicals in there. Sorted. An Ethernet coupler and a couple of Ethernet cables. So, at some stage, I'm not sure whether I'll do that this weekend. I can see whether I can get the bike on the lawn or whether that's going to work or not. Bike chain, there should be in there. Big buy-up. And cleats, which are the metal things on the bottom of your shoes that attach you to your pedals, because they do wear out. I guess they can probably snap as well. Mrs. Macaroni. Deanne says thanks for the puzzle game. I think she got that. Right, let's move it along.
There's various ones.
Yeah, I've done that bit. Oh, where would we be without Amazon these days? Or any of those delivery companies? They're one of the forgotten key workers, aren't they? I do try and make sure that I give them a good thank you. You seem to have a regular amount that comes stuff and like that. You can get food and drink from them as well. I mean, not like a dozen eggs or a loaf of bread or something like that, but those extra ingredients and things like that you might not find. Yeah, quite good for that kind of thing. Kind of stuff that you don't find in a supermarket, but you might want to go to a deli for. You can pick up bits and pieces of that from things like the online places. Herbs and spices and dried stuff. It's always good. Right, Nick. We've gone past. Well, we're on Nick's at the moment, so I don't think Nick's going to be the winner today. Pardon me. Well, it seems to be somewhere between Joe and Dee, which includes Joe, Dee, Ed, Anita. I think Teresa. Don't think it's going to quite be that much. Could be sure. It's not. Oh, no. Oh, crikey. Just looking at. We're about to go into the sea. You can't cycle on the sea. I'm hoping it's a bridge. Looking a bit dodgy. I can swim. I do have a snorkel. Getting a bit worried now. Yeah, that can't be right. Please show a bit of land in a minute. Well, I don't think we've got any choice at this point. There's no sight of land. Take a deep breath. Oh, okay. So is this a bridge or a ferry? If it's a ferry, I should be allowed to stop cycling here, shouldn't I? Have a breather. I don't think it quite works like that. It must, there's no ferry. It must be a bridge. Probably just looks longer than it is because I've got the map. Oh, I don't know. Oh well, it is what it is. There are sharks in Scotland. Oh, it is a bridge. There we go. It's the Dornoch Firth Bridge. Wow, that looks quite a big bridge, doesn't it? See what it looks like afterwards. Sad person I am. Must be quite an impressive bridge, I would have thought. Unless it's one of those sort of low ones like you get in Hayden Island. It's not very impressive at all. Anyway, let's get across it. Anyway. Who's that? Ellen says that, doesn't she? Oh. Right. Well, I think we're heading away from the Sean winning territory to the Joe winning territory at the moment. But we could go past that. It's getting exciting. Not far, I'm sure, looking at the line itself. Yeah. So what does it look like, Joe? Is it an impressive bridge or quite boring? Or didn't? Oh, I suppose you didn't see a picture on Google Maps. be cool to cycle across. It is, if you're doing the straightforward Land's End to John O'Groats. You go along most of the A9, so you would go over it, which would be quite cool. And it could get a bit hairy if it's windy. It's a pity that YouTube chat's not like Facebook chat, where you can post up pictures and things in your chat text. Dry land. Keep smelling cooking and it smells yummy. $19.89, it's quite a new bridge then. Oh, it's got an actual cycle track. Well done, bridge. Being cycle friendly. Cycle tracks are very friendly. It's a cycle pass you've got to watch out for. They're pretty nasty. Dad joke. Hey. Me being an amateur, I'm pushing that little bit extra just because you're getting near to the end. You end up blowing your legs out. Keep it steady. Slow and steady wins the race. Rubbish. Just going down the gear because it's sounding a bit dodgy. I think I might need a little bit of dry oil on the chain. A few little clicky bits. Yes, it is a thing, dry oil. There is dry oil and there's wet oil. Well, I think theoretically dry oil is more of a wax than an oil. Dry oil used in the dry weather in the summer, and wet oil used in the wet weather in the winter. And we have just reached Joe's mileage. So, could be anybody at the moment. Well, not anybody. There'll be a few people at the moment. I've got a little kiss at the end of Joe's bit of information. Thank you very much. Thank you, babe. Come on, why am I not going up the hill? Get up the hill. Blimey. Why does it give me this bit at the end? Move. Oh, we're right close to the sea there, aren't we? Ooh. Looks a bit wet down there. Oh, slowly getting up that hill. We've got no flat bit. Obviously, usual blurb before I get to the end. I'm too out of breath to say anything. If you've liked watching this, even if it's just killed a couple of hours, smash the like button, please. Helps get this seen by other people. And thank you to Sean at the Shandwick Inn for agreeing to virtually put me up this evening and for humouring me when I make a very strange phone call earlier on today, saying I'm doing a bike ride, but I'm not really. I'm staying at your place, but not really. Thank you. Hope it all works out for you. Thanks to James and Telvis and Anonymous sponsoring. At the top of the hill anyway. Sorry. Probably shouldn't have stopped at that time. I'm not stopping. Just stretching the legs a bit. I'll be with you in a minute. Cool. That feels better. Just a few seconds off the saddle is good in itself. I can see the finishing flag. And I'm not going to push it like I did the last time. I'm just going to cruise in there because we've got another longish one. I was thinking actually about it because if you're doing this for real, you get it done a lot quicker anyway, because at the moment I'm cycling it's all my spare time, but cycling in the time that I have spare to do it, as if you were doing it for real, you'd probably be spending a good chunk of the day cycling, which would get it done a lot quicker. But it's not important. The longer it takes, the longer I get to chat to my friends. That's you guys, by the way. And I suppose theoretically, the longer it takes, the more chance you've got of raising more money. And the longer it takes, the more chance you've got of getting sick of me seeing my face. But I'm willing to take the chance. Just aware of something. It's okay. Thought the chat stopped. So close. I want to ride my bicycle. I want to ride my bike. So, we've got a new member on the Quarantine Bike Ride group in Facebook. We are now in Tain. Oh, what's the home bargains? The home bargains. Got to stop. Get some of my licorice torpedoes. Linda was in home bargains yesterday, so we got most of our home bargain stuff, I think. And the Lidl's. How weird is that? Well, so I'm saying how weird is that for the people that live around our area? We have a Lidl's. Oh no, we don't. We have an Audi that's next to a home bargains, don't we? So it's not the same at all. Similar. Can't see what the other shop is. We've got Highland Fine Cheeses. Shall I pick some up for your cheese board, Ed? Bit of Highland cattle cheese. That's quite nice. And here we come up to the Shandwick House. Not far away now. I can see it ahead of me. Up there. Turn left and you're there. So close. And the winner is going to be 22.2 Edward Gallagher. You are our winner with 22. Well done. We're done. Have we? No. Yeah, now we've done. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for humouring me, supporting me, and all that kind of stuff. I'm going for a cup of tea now. I think you should too, or something stronger, if you should so wish. Wasn't bad. I quite enjoyed that. Thank you very much, guys. As they say, or I say, stay safe. Peace out. Bye bye.